Hey guys, we're going to start the second set of beginning level theory with a quick rhythm review. Now, I would expect that since we've seen a lot of this stuff and we've used it a little bit, you might be a little more aware than you were the first time. Here is a chart that has the names of the notes, what the symbols look like, what the rests look like, and how many beats that they would be worth in 4/4 time. This one even shows you what it would look like if it were in a measure and just had that kind of note. You'll notice that the new kid on the block is the 16th note. Remember, we have an 8th note with a colored in note head, a stem, and a flag. Notice that the 16th note, and I don't know if you can see that, you might want to grab it and make it bigger on your screen. That actually has 2 flags. And so from here on out, anytime you want the next level of subdivision for a rhythm, you just add another flag. This is the same thing for the rest. The 8th rest looks like a 7 with a zit on its nose. Well, the 16th rest looks like it has 2 noses each with zits on them. It doesn't make any sense, but there you go. Okay, a 16th note, one by itself, is only worth a quarter of a beat. And so in 4/4 time, you need to have 16 of those 16th notes to fill an entire measure. All right, everything else is basically the same. Now remember, we can make notes longer by adding an augmentation dot. Augmentation dots follow the note, and so they come after it. And when you have a note, you are dividing the value or duration of that note in half and adding it back into the entirety of that note. Remember, no notes have numeric value until they are put in a time signature. It's the if-then statement that tells you if there's a 4 on the bottom, the quarter note's equal to 1. Now you know how to give each of those notes and rests a numeric equivalent. All right, so I like this chart because it shows you a dotted half note. I mean, it doesn't show you that one, the one I'm pointing at. The dotted whole note is equivalent to a whole note plus a half note, because half of a whole note is a half note, right? Same thing if you're looking at a half note. A dotted half note is a half note plus a quarter. A dotted quarter note is a quarter note plus an eighth, and so on and so forth. We can have dotted rhythms that are smaller than the unit of the beat. So it's just important to know how that works. Remember, if this were 4/4 time and we had a dotted whole note, it would be kind of weird because in 4/4 time that wouldn't work. However, in 6/4 time, you see it all of the time because 4 plus 2 is 6. In 4/4 time, which you would see a dotted half note in, that is worth 3 counts. And a dotted quarter in 4/4 time, which you will see, is 1.5 counts. So remember what the symbols look like, especially remember what the rests look like. Remember that they are equivalent. Whole notes and whole rests are the same duration because they have the same name, even though they don't look the same at all, at least symbolically. Remember to make sure that you fill your chart out completely and neatly so that you can tell what's there. Good luck.